Hey, it's Devorah. Today I'm going to be talking about EFT tapping for a breakup. I feel like I've done this a lot recently. I don't know, is there a full moon? I don't know. Lots of teens have been coming and talking about breakups recently, and this tapping is great for any kind of stress relief. If you watch my research video, it's been studied in many randomized controlled trials and shown to be as effective as CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, for treatment of anxiety, depression, and PTSD. And it's great for teens and tweens who can do it on their own, wherever they want, without any disclosure. They don't have to share what they're working about. So it's an amazing technique. So I'm going to demo it. And here's how we would do it for, let's say, a breakup. Okay. So I'm going to show you the points first. You start with what we call the karate chop point, which is kind of the point where if you were karate chopping a board, you'd be hitting. So I'm going to be hitting right here. I'm taking 2 fingers. It doesn't really matter how many fingers you use. And you're going to be hitting here. And you say, even though this thing happened, so here, even though he broke up with me. And that's followed by, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And you're going to say that 3 times. So even though he broke up with me, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though he broke up with me, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though he broke up with me, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Okay. So if that's triggering, some teens just don't want to say they deeply and completely love and accept myself. That's the standard phrase. You could absolutely replace it with, even though he broke up with me, I'm going to be okay. Or I'm choosing to relax now. Some other affirmative phrase is fine. Okay, here are the points. You ready? So we got to do side of eyebrow, I should have said. Other side of eyebrow, underneath your eye, underneath your nose, underneath your mouth, right here. Kind of a collarbone point. I actually rub this point a little bit. You can also just tap it. Kind of right underneath where your collarbone is. Either side doesn't matter. And the amount of times doesn't matter either. Generally, I just do like 6, 7. I'm not counting. I just keep moving on. And then the last point on the body is here is kind of underneath your arm, kind of like in the middle of a bra line, kind of for a woman. And then last point would be just top of head, crown of head. And then back to side of eyebrow, other side of eyebrow, underneath your eye, underneath your nose, underneath your mouth, collarbone, which again, I kind of rub, I kind of get in there. I don't know, just I've done this for a long time. That works better for me. Kind of that underneath your arm point, back to top of head. And you can do more fingers. You can do 4 fingers. You can do 5 fingers. Doesn't matter. So as you do this, it is ideal to be venting. And I tell the kids, don't hold back. You want to unleash. Like, profanity is great. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's wonderful. The more kind of stuff you can just be getting out, like just the better, right? The better the results are going to be. So what it really looks like is, you do that setup phrase, you do that once, even though, I can't believe he broke up with me, right? I deeply and completely accept myself, right? You're doing that 3 times, right? When I said once, I mean, you're doing it once at the beginning of this whole process, but that one time when you do it, you're repeating it 3 times. Get it? Then you're going to just keep going through this kind of circuit of points. So again, top of head, side of eyebrow, other side of eyebrow, under eye, under nose, under mouth, collarbone, underarm. You can see, by the way, that at this point I started with top of head, which is how I was originally taught. EFT has kind of shifted over the decade. Doesn't matter. The key is that you just get the points. And ideally, as you do it, you're venting. So it would be like, I can't believe he dumped me. What a schmuck. Like, how could this have happened? And I really thought, I thought that maybe he was the one. And like, he really told me he was going to stick around. And I just can't believe he did it over text. Usually there's a lot more profanity, but I'm not going to do that on this video. You know what I mean? And it's like, how the heck could he have done this to me? Like, how could this have happened? And then the kids, go anywhere. What are my friends going to say? Like, and I can't believe he's hitting up my like BFF. Like, what's wrong with this guy? Like, what a jerk. See where I'm going with this? And you kind of just keep repeating the points. Amazing. And I'm telling you, it works. So what we do with kids in advance, and I should have told you this, what I do with clients, and what is recommended is to pick from a scale from 1 to 10, and just before they start, say, okay, if you're going to rate your distress, 10 is awful, 1 is nothing. Really, how much distress is this causing you? And that really helps, because they can really see how much it's shifted. So sometimes something will be a 9. They'll do a round or 2 of EFT tapping, and then they say, oh, well, gosh, it's more like a 5. And I'm like, all right, well, let's do it again a few times and get it down to, let's say, a 2, and we keep trying. And the kids, sometimes they're clear that it's shifted. Sometimes what comes up is something else. And they say, okay, well, I get that he dumped me, and I feel a little better about that particular like the way he did it and how he did it over text or whatever, like a particular issue, but they'll shift to like, but I can't believe that he didn't return this and this and this, and like how like some other issue in the relationship that wasn't really kind of treated in that particular first cycle. So you kind of just keep going, and again, you're verbalizing and you're getting it out, until you feel relief. I do want to say, I think have a video about, that was me shaking my camera. I do have a video about teaching this to teens in groups. I do this. In that case, they're not verbalizing, So you see it's slightly less effective. I'll do it in a group and I'll say, okay, don't share what you're working on, but, put a number on it. And then I'll ask like whose numbers have shifted, and it's still powerful. There are still kids who get results. I also, when I teach it, show it along with videos. I show the research, all sorts. I share how it's helped me. Lots of other ways to get them to buy in. But the results are just so much better when the kids are just really verbalizing with that kind of like stream of just what's going on for them. So hope that's helpful. Feel free to reach out with any questions. Thanks for watching. Bye.